In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a registration page for a live recurring webinar with automated reminder messages. So in order to set up a registration page for a live webinar, what we do is we use Calendly and we go and log into Calendly on Google. So you Google Calendly and you log into Calendly. So once you log into Calendly, you'll be brought to the dashboard. So here you go to accounts and set up your accounts. So you do account setting. So in the account setting, what we do is we update our profile picture. So you could update your profile picture and your name. Of course, when you registered, your name is already there. So if you want to change anything, you can make the changes here. The welcome message, you can leave it as it is. In the language, you could select English as the language or whatever language you want. And the date format, you could select 24 hours or 12-hour format. I will leave it at 12-hour format. But the most important is to set up the country that you are in. So you need to select the time zone for the country that you are in. So select the country. So since I'm here in Singapore, I select Singapore and make sure to select the correct time zone of your country. So you could click here and select the time zone. So right now it's Singapore for me. So I'm going to select Singapore time zone and save the changes. So once we have saved the changes, we go to home page. So on the home page, we go to create, click create, and we create an event type. So this is an event type, a recurring live webinar is an event type. We select event type and we select group so that we can let multiple invitees meet with you at one time. So create a group. So here's where we are going to name the event. So we can give the event name here. So I'm going to name it as Career Recommendations in 2021, and we're going to select the location. It's going to be on Zoom, and here is where we can give the description. So in this description, we could utilize the space to give a subheading and at least 3 or 4 benefits. Now I have listed the heading and the benefits on a Word document, so I'm going to copy it from there. So here's the heading, the subheading, and the benefits. So I'm just going to copy. So here's where I'm going to paste it, and I'll walk you through that. Like the subheading could be how to earn consistent monthly growth income starting from 90 days, and whatever the topic is. So you could write the topic of your presentation. And in this, if it's a free live masterclass, so it is. So this is a free live masterclass. So in this free live masterclass, we show you. So you could write down 3 or 4 benefit points here. Like in this case, I put down 4 benefit points for your career shift. So you could write down the benefit points of as to why someone should register for this live webinar. So this is very important. So once we have done that, you just leave this as it is. It is automatically taken, and you can just put about 100. So the maximum invite is in a spot about 100, right? Just leave it at 100 and do not display, just leave this alone, and we go to next. Now here what we do is we select the duration of the time. Like before selecting the time, okay, we have to select the duration of the time. So it could be a 60-minute presentation, it could be a 30-minute presentation. So as the case may be. Now in this case, I will select 60-minute presentation. And most important is the date range. Now this shows 60 calendar days into the future. Now I don't want to show 60 calendar days into the future. I just want to show like 2 recurring events. If someone comes to the registration page, I just want to show, like if it's running on a Saturday, say 2 p.m., I want to show this coming week and another coming week. So I would say 15 days running. Okay, I would say just 2 slots. So if you want like for a month, then you could open up 60 days. So 15 days for 2 slots. So, and now we go down to schedule our event. So when is the event going to happen, right? Like for example, if I want the event to happen, let's say on a Saturday. So I'm going to set custom hours. I'm going to uncheck these. It's not going to be on these days. Like suppose I want the event to be on Saturday, like it's about 2 p.m., right? So I'm going to type out 2 p.m. here and to 3 p.m. So that's an hour presentation. So it's going to be on Saturday 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. every Saturday 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. And that's it. And I'm not going to do anything here before the event. After the event, I'm just going to leave it blank and we go to next. Now the next most important thing is to go to the invite questions. Now this invite question is the actual registration page. So the very first thing, of course, we want is the name, email, and here I'm going to delete away this. We don't require this one. So I'm going to delete this question and I'm going to add a contact number. So we need the contact number so we can add another question. So here we can type as, if you want their mobile number, you could type as mobile number. So you type mobile number and make sure it's on and required. Click this required and it could be just a phone number, right? So select phone number and apply. So now you can see that on the registration page, you could collect the name, email, and mobile number of whoever is going to register on that page. So we save and close. So once we have completed the invite questions, the next most important thing is the notification. Do not touch this workflow, just leave it alone. So we go to notification and here is where we are going to customize the emails. Now we need to send out an immediate email confirmation. So here's where we're going to personalize this email and it's all done for you. So we don't do anything other than just here. What we're going to do is we're going to click enter. And here is where we need to give them the Zoom link. So now we need to set up the Zoom for this event so that we can provide the Zoom link on the email. So as soon as someone registers, this email will go to them with the registration details as well as the Zoom link. So here's where we need to set up Zoom for the event and copy that Zoom link and paste it here. So let's go over to Zoom and create our event. So what we do is we go to Google and we sign up into Zoom. So once you have signed up into Zoom, so the very first thing is we go to profile setting and we update our photograph here. So you could edit it and pull in your photograph and make sure that the time zone is according to your country time zone. So you could select language as English and time zone according to your country's time zone, and the date format, you could select it here. You can edit on the right side and edit the date format, whether it's 12 hours or 24 hours. We keep it at 12 hours setting and the rest of it is all default, so we just leave it as it is. What we do is we go to settings and we set up Zoom. So here you could just make sure that if you want to keep the participants in waiting room and allow them one by one, then you could keep this on, or you could just remove it. You could keep it off. Now I would like to keep it on for in the waiting room. If it's just a small group of people, I would want to allow them manually one by one. But if it's going to be huge groups of people, then it's better to shut this down so that you just allow them to come in, right, into the Zoom room. And the next most important thing is, yes, meeting password is required, personal meeting ID, that's fine. Require passcode for participants joining by phone, yes, and just keep that on. That's the default. Embedded passcode, that's fine, you just leave it as a default. And the most important is you could mute all participants when they join a meeting, so that's important. So that's again a default, we just leave it as it is. And the next most important thing is the chat. Well, you could allow the users to save chat, or you could just delete it away, and you could allow, or you don't want to. If you don't want to allow, then you just uncheck that and you save. And you could activate the private chat as well, and the rest of it is all default. So feedback to Zoom, that's all default, so we just leave it. Like screen sharing, it should be on because you're going to share your presentation, and that will be host only and not all participants. It will be host only. That's by default, so we just leave it. And all the other settings, we just leave it as it is. The default setting, we just leave it at the default setting. And Once we are done with this, allow, of course, use of virtual background is allowed, so make sure this is ticked so that you could use virtual background if you want to. And the rest of it you could just leave it, and allow live streaming of meetings. Now you could check all these and keep them live. So if you want to do Facebook Live or YouTube Live, then or you could use a custom live streaming service, well, we'll leave this on. And the rest of it, I'm just going to leave it as it is. So that's the default setting. I'm just going to regenerate this. So you click regenerate. Once we have finished completing the profile setting as well as the other settings, what we do is we schedule a meeting. So we will schedule a meeting, click schedule meeting, and we are going to name this meeting. Okay, it's just not my meeting. We need to give it a topic name. So we're going to give the same topic name as what we had posted in Calendly. We are going to copy it from Calendly, so best career recommendations in 2021. So we're going to copy that title and we're going to paste it here. And we can actually have another description. This is optional. You could have the subtitle here, like the presentation, like how to earn consistent monthly growth income starting from 90 days. So we can copy this and we can paste it here as a subtitle. Now, when does this event occur? Now we want to make sure that this is going to be a recurring event. So what we do is we are going to do a recurring event. So we're going to click recurring. And when we click recurring, here's what happens. It shows recurring daily. Is it a recurrence daily? So what we're going to say is no fixed time. So that's the most important thing, because in Calendly, we have already fixed the date and time, like every Saturday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So here we say no fixed time so that we can use the Zoom link anytime. Meeting ID, it will be generated automatically, and the security passcode is here. So that's the most important thing. You can put people in waiting. So as I said in the settings, so we are just not going to keep that in waiting. We're not going to keep users in waiting, let them come in. And the most important is, of course, once the passcode is there, they don't require any other authentication to join. The video should be turned off for the host as well as the participant. And the audio, just keep it as default both. And next most important thing is the meeting options. So in case if you want to allow participants to join anytime, you could just click here so that they could join the presentation anytime. And mute participants upon entry, this is a must. You must have this as a default. If not, you click this and make sure that this is on. You must mute the participants upon entry. Now we save the settings. So once we save the settings, we can now go ahead and copy this invite link. So what we do is we copy this invite link here, and this is the complete invite link. So we have to copy this entire thing. So you see the topic name, the time, it's a recurring meeting, and the Zoom link is here with the meeting ID and passcode, and that's the most important. So what we do is we copy meeting invitation. Now once we have copied this invitation, what we do is we have to now go to Calendly email notification. So this is where we're going to paste the email notification. So when someone registers for the event, this email will be sent out to them automatically. And the next most important thing what we're going to do is we are going to send them email reminders. And this is very important to remind someone who's registered for the event. So we click on, and now we personalize this email. Now we could be sending the same email, like here we click here and enter, and we again paste the Zoom link here, so that in every email this Zoom link will be available. Now how many times can we send this reminder? Well, we can send it 24 hours before the event, and then we can add say 12 hours before the event, or even 6 hours before the event. You could send this email once again. Automatically it goes to the participant who's registered. And another email, it could be like about say 10 minutes before or 15 minutes before the actual event starts. It's good to send at least 3 email notifications before the event. So this is an automatic follow-up messages, the email messages that will go to the registered participants. So we do not have to follow up manually with someone who was registered for the event. And of course, the confirmation page is automatically the default. We just leave it as default. We don't touch anything there. Now we have completed creating the registration page. And now I'm going to show you how the registration page looks like. Now we go back to the dashboard, we go back to home, and we will find that our event is listed here, career recommendations in 2021. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy this link. And now when someone is given this link, here's how it looks like. Now, here you go. You got your picture here. You got who's the presenter and the title. Then there's the subtitle. There are the benefits, why someone has to register for this event. And this event occurs like you can see, it's consecutive 2 Saturdays. So it's good to have at least 2 options, because if someone cannot attend this Saturday, they could attend the next one. So when someone is interested, they click on this date. You could see at 2 p.m. they click this 2 p.m. confirm. Here is where they type out their name, email, and their mobile number and schedule the event. And once they schedule this event, automatically email confirmation will go with the Zoom link. And then 24 hours before, 6 hours before, and 15 minutes before that we have set up, automatic follow-up messages will go to remind the registered participant about this event. And this is how very quickly we can create a registration page for a live webinar, a recurring live webinar, with automated follow-up messages for the registered participants to attend the event. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and we will answer it and help you out. And if you have enjoyed watching this video, like it, share it, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and tell all the people about it. And I will talk to you in the next video. By the way, if you are a financial planner, consultant, or advisor, and you're interested in finding easier, quicker, and better ways to do prospecting and fixing appointments, and find out what other top achievers are doing to grow quickly, be sure to join our Facebook group and community, and also connect with us on social media. Just click the link below to join now.